Welcome to Awesome Wildlife Effort, and we're thrilled tonight to be with Sister Piercarla. Sister, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome to St. Joan of Arc.
And what's beautiful is Sister's here at St. Joan of Arc in Laplace, Louisiana, but she comes to us from Italy, which is the birthplace of St. Francis of Assisi, and she has recreated in Laplace the manger scene which St. Francis created in 1223. Sister,
Yes.
What inspired you to do this?
Well, we were doing this in my hometown when I was little, and the whole town was involved with this. They had real shepherds with lambs and goats and all the other animals, and baby Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So, and it was very well done because we kids at the time, we actually learned the story of the birth of Jesus just by reenacting, that night. Sometimes we used to do it in church, but we actually used to do it outside, so it was a little bit
St.
better.
Francis was a very special saint. He actually he became a saint within 2 years of his passing, and he was inspired to create this. What inspired him?
I think that the people at the time were a little bit, they were not really sort of religious in some kind of way. They have lost a little bit their ways. And so I think that he wanted to do this so the people would really understand the story of the Savior. And then he realized that maybe if he would use the same town and the story, of course, where Jesus was born in a stable, and he used a cave, and he used the same people around. So that way he involved everybody, and I'm pretty sure that he explained, each role even in this story. And then after that, I think that this tradition, actually everybody started to have this living nativities, or recreated the story of Luke.
And then went from Italy to Europe.
It went from Italy in Europe and in other parts of the world that I know today.
Now, when he did that, he was very close to animals, St. Francis. So he added the manger scene. Although Luke talks about animals,
that's right.
St. Francis actually maybe used a little poetic license.
Well, of course, because St. Francis actually used just to go around, and the animals were just almost like would listen to him or whatever. So for him, just having the animals, because that's actually what happened that night. If we recreate that, and he was a lover of animals. So that was a perfect scene.
And because of that, we now have World Animal Days on his feast day.
That's right. Yes, also we do this here, but I remember when I was little, all the people in the town, and most of them were farmers, they all had animals, and so we used to recreate this outside the town, and everybody would bring all the animals, and the priest would go around and bless all the animals on St. Francis of Assisi's feast day.
Now, so you've been doing this for about 10 years here in Laplace?
No, I have been doing this here in 10 years in Laplace, but I have done this also the places where I was. Basically, I've been doing this since 1984.
Do you find the community is, I've seen the...
Tonight has been the best that I ever had.
Really?
Yes, the weather was bad. We were supposed to have it outside. The kids were already excited that we were supposed to do this, and then we moved it inside, and I had a lot of helpers. They said, no, we will do it inside as long as we have the children to really live a little bit history of the nativity, and they can experience also the live animals.
So the parents really...
Well, the parents have been fantastic, because especially when I saw all this crowd, I just couldn't believe it because of the weather.
And I guess the parents build this, they come in?
Actually, the guys that work around here built all this.
Okay.
But the parents, some of the parents they donated money to be able to have the animals here tonight.
And do you think that there's an extra takeaway when they see a live nativity scene?
Absolutely, I do. And the real baby, and then the real baby and all that.
I'm thinking this is a memory that the children, when they're 20,
yes,
30 years from now.
Yes, because I had some former students who came from Hammond to see this tonight, because they remember when I used to do that, when they were little.
And do you think Pope Francis will help?
Pope Francis would have felt absolutely at home tonight with all normal people and with all the children and all animals. He would have loved it.
I'm sure that he would have, and I want to thank you. Do you feel that it's going to spread like more communities?
Well, I'm not sure. I hope so.
I know in
we
Kenner-
invited other community to come and
I know
see.
that the
So
Baptist
hopefully-
Church in Kenner
That's
started
right.
it about
Yeah.
5 years ago, I believe.
Yes.
So it's becoming
Yes.
something that people are
It's
hearing about.
become something that the children perhaps can understand. Christmas is all about the baby, and so I think they identify themselves, not that they are God, because baby Jesus was the Son of God, but they like that. And then you have parties, they like baby, and they like all this, like the shepherds and the kings, and of course when you have the animals, it's just complete.
Wonderful. So, Sister, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
And Buon Natale.
Oh, Buon Natale.